My development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that.
Okay.
The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better.
PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Good morning and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to today's Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and this morning we are going to be discussing equipping leaders to have impact in their different spheres. Now, leadership is something that many people go into, and the biggest challenge has always been, what impact do these leaders create? Do they even know their roles? Do they know their mandate? How best can we ensure that we really achieve and benefit from these leaders? Now, I don't know, but if you've not heard of the mantle of Deborah, is something we are going to be discussing as today, and of course tomorrow we'll be seeing a lot of programs aimed at launching the Deborah Impact Project Uganda. Now, this is something that has been ongoing, and for Uganda we are going to be having the launch today. That is at the Golf Course Hotel of the Deborah Impact Project Africa, also known as DIPA. Now, many VIPs are going to be there, but I'm not the best to talk about this. I have a guest in studios with me with whom we are going to be discussing more about this. But first, I know brothers and sisters at Nkumba University today will go to the polls to vote for their leaders. And I want to wish the very best of them to be elected into power. Not forgetting my brother, whose portrait, of course, will be flashing on the screen. I hope my producer and the technical team, yes, that is the man, Karema Matthias. I just wish him all the best as students of Nkumba University go to vote for their leaders. And he is aspiring to be the president of the Law Society at Nkumba University. So may the best win, and may Karema emerge as the winner. We're just wishing you the very best, brother. And of course, may you be the candidate that will attract the eyes of many there. Now, coming back to today's topic, which is equipping leaders to be able to have impact in their different spheres, I have Elino Wanyama Chemongs, who happens to be the DIPA Uganda Director. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, to start with, when we talk about DIPA, it is more or less an outcome of the mantle of Deborah. Yes. Now, people may be hearing this, some people may be hearing this for the very first time. Let's begin all the way with the mantle of Deborah. when we talk about this, someone would wonder, for a Christian, yes, it's easy to understand, because if you're a very good reader of the Bible, you can know things like the mantle, then some of these. But for someone who's hearing about this for the first time, please take them through.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, viewers, and thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Today we are talking about the mantle of Deborah here in Uganda. The mantle of Deborah is apostolic and prophetic ministry in Africa and globally, and it is headed by Apostle Isi Igneba, all the way from Nigeria. This is a ministry that is equipping leaders, first of all, looking at the spiritual development of leaders, because we believe that when one is at peace with the Lord Jesus Christ, when one is rightly connected to the Lord, then they are ready to take on leadership, because leadership, as we know, comes from the Lord. So we want to, through this ministry, we look at equipping leaders so that they can have impact in their communities, in their spheres of influence. And so we believe that when we target particular leaders, then that development will cascade down all the way to the people that they lead. So the mantle of Deborah in Uganda has started expressions through conferences where we gather different people. We begin with the Leaders Builders Summit, which is really getting all the leaders from different spheres of life and bringing them together, equipping them and inspiring them, motivating them to lead with impact. And therefore, we believe that when we are leading well, we must have impact, and that it must be felt with the people that we are leading. And we take our example from the Lord Jesus Christ. When he went around preaching the gospel, he saw a lot of need. And when he saw need, he actually met the need. For example, when Jesus Christ saw the sick, he did not only preach the gospel of salvation, but he healed them. When he saw the hungry, he fed them. When he saw the oppressed, he set them free. And so I believe that as Christians today, we can only be relevant when we are actually meeting the needs of our communities, of our societies. And we are using that, meeting the needs, going through leaders. So today, we are not only looking at the conferences that we are going to have. We have a major conference tomorrow, Mantle of Deborah Conference, under the theme, It is Time. It is time for Africa, it is time for Uganda to arise and do something. So we believe that everybody has a chance to contribute. Everybody can arise. Everybody can stand up and contribute to the development of this country.
Now, you talked about equipping leaders with impact in their different spheres. Now, how do you do this? Because you're talking of conferences. How do you equip a person to have impact? Is it by coming, sitting and listening to various speakers? Equipping a leader to be impactful is my interest here.
Yes. Thank you very much. The first thing, we work as Mantle of Deborah. We have different expressions. Now, the first expression, as I've said, is the conferences, because sometimes we need to be inspired. We need to be motivated. We need to be equipped to feel like, yes, I can do something. Yes, I have a purpose. One, we know that everybody was created for a particular purpose. God has placed you wherever he has placed you for a particular purpose. So we believe that through these conferences, you will be inspired to actually arise and live up to your purpose for which God created you and placed you in a particular position. And so we believe that through that conference tomorrow, many leaders who will come, we have leaders, we have students, we have women, all of them will arise. We shall, through the preaching, through the testimonies, people are going to arise and stand up and take their positions in leadership. Now, the next expression of the month of Deborah is that we are setting up initiatives that actually minister to the need of the people that we work with, the people that we serve as leaders. So under this development arm, we are calling it the Deborah Impact Projects Africa. And it is in different parts of Africa, and we thank God that in Uganda, Deborah Impact Projects is beginning. And we want to leverage on partnerships because we believe that there's so much that has been done, and we can actually build on this that has already been done through partnerships and meeting needs. In Uganda, we have 3 program areas that we are focusing on. We are focusing on the socioeconomic development, and that is through improving entrepreneurship, promoting entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship skills. And then we have education and skills development. We believe that in Uganda we have a lot of people that have been educated, but there is a missing link in that people do not have the skills. Many students graduate through universities but fail to get jobs. Why? One of the first reasons is that many times we think that when we are educated, we are being educated to find a job. But we want to come and say, yes, you can find a job. But in the event that you don't have a job, your education should actually help you to create a job for yourself. Your education should help you to harness the resources around you, to harness the skills around you, to harness the networks around you, to actually create job opportunities. So we believe that our education, promoting education, will not only give people a certificate, a diploma, a degree, but we want to equip students and graduates with skills that can help them to find jobs or create jobs.
And how do you do that? Because many will say yes, but how do you do that? It seems an uphill task.
It's an uphill task, but some of the skills and competencies that our graduates lack. I'll give you an example. Recently, I was recruiting, and I had so many applicants. So we decided to have Zoom interviews. So we did our shortlist. We invited those that made it to the shortlist to come and attend the interviews. However, we said we are going to use technology. We are not going to have people coming all the way from Gulu, all the way from Karamoja, all the way from Barara, from Busia, from Fort Portal to come and attend interviews in Kampala. We said we are going to have Zoom interviews. I was very perturbed. One of our very good candidates could not attend the interviews, and she declined to do the interviews because she said, I don't know how to maneuver the Zoom. I don't know how to switch on my Zoom. I don't know. I've never used Zoom before. So this young lady was educated. She was very competent, we thought, but she couldn't sit for the interviews. Reason, she did not have the skills to just manipulate the computer to have an interview on Zoom. So what are we saying then? Beyond the skills that we get through our formal education, can we train our young people with relevant competencies and skills which can help them to actually thrive in the world, in our environment today? So one of our flagship projects that we are going to have is actually training in basic computer literacy skills. Then we are also going to train a number of them in cybersecurity. Why are we interested in this? We are going digital. We are using technology. But many people do not know how to keep their information, their data safe. And we see a lot of challenges in that field. So we want to train close to 100,000 students and graduates with basic literacy skills and cybersecurity training, so that we can get them placed in areas where they can be able to make a contribution. Many of our organizations here, especially in Africa, they have challenges and they need such skills. So when we train students with such skills, then they'll be able to get placements remotely and also physically. And that is going to happen when Deborah Impact Projects Africa here in Uganda creates partnerships with private sector organizations, with government entities, so that they can be able to absorb. And the other thing is that whereas many of our graduates are qualified, some of them lack the mentorship. So we believe that through this training and face-to-face interactions with people in the workforce, in the work environment, our recruits will be mentored to actually deliver on their jobs when they get.
Now, how do you come to the selection of who is part of the conferences, who is part of the programs? Because we are looking at leaders.
Well, leaders are going out to improve their leadership styles. And we believe that when leadership is improved, then we are going to have better service delivery, right? And how are we recruiting, for example, for the flagship program that I've just talked about? It's going to be online. And we are going through universities, institutions of higher learning. We are going to put up adverts, and we are going to encourage as many as possible to participate. It is going to be remote, and we are also going to organize face-to-face sessions in different cities and towns here in Uganda. And then after one has gone through the basic literacy skills education, we are going to get the best performers. And we are looking at about 5,000 to 6,000 to train them in cybersecurity. And we are also doing this in partnership with an organization that is coming from Ghana and also based in the US, called World Train Center. So we are partnering with that, as well as with the Office of the First Lady, to hold this first training.
Now, this sounds more like a Christian-founded organization. For you to do a lot of these things that you're talking about, yes, it requires funding. You talked about partnerships, but how do you manage, or how do you envisage to achieve what you're planning to do this when we know this seems like to be a non-profit organization?
Thank you very much. We believe that Uganda actually has what it takes to build her capacity, or the capacity of the population. And that is why we are saying we are leveraging on collaborations and partnerships. We are calling upon partners from different spheres. We are looking at financial partners, the donors. We are looking at corporate sponsorships. We have a lot of organizations here that actually do corporate social responsibility, that actually are interested in improving the well-being, especially of the young people. So we are going to reach out to financial partners and corporate institutions to sponsor and make donations to run these programs. Then we are also going to reach out to universities and research institutions, because we believe that our programs should not just come out of the blue, but our programs are going to be based on research and analysis of what is being found in the research. Then we are also going to leverage on technology and innovation partners. And these provide, we leverage on technology. So we believe that even when we do this training, we are going to work with organizations that are best, that are doing technology to actually absorb and mentor these graduates. And then we are also looking at community and advocacy partners. Out there in the community, there are people who are willing to support initiatives such as this to bring about development. We also have the media. Today we are here and we are not paying a dime because UBC has offered us this space, this time for free, and we are reaching out to many. So we believe that such partnerships will help us to take our message and to support these initiatives. Yes.
Very interesting, having leaders that are going to cause impact in their spheres, and the time is now. Now, this is the theme of the conference, and of course we know that an opportunity to improve the youth of Uganda, who are the majority of our population, is very, very welcome. But like my guest said, they rely on you out there to come up, to support, to join the partnerships, to give a hand where you can to cause that change and have the Uganda we desire. Now let's talk about today's program. I'm reliably informed that there will be something happening at the Golf Course Hotel today, and we expect a number of VIPs to be to grace or bless the function. Take us through that.
Thank you very much. And today, under the mantle of Deborah, we have organized what we have called the Builders Summit. And this is a group that we have put here together, and we have put together about 300 leaders in this country from different sectors. In there we have parliamentarians, because we believe that they represent the people, and they know they come from the communities where some of these challenges and problems are being witnessed. So we believe that when we get our parliamentarians come on board, they will be able to, one, know that there are people who are willing to support them, to actually bring services closer to them. So we have parliamentarians, and we are calling upon whoever has been invited, please honor our invitation, come and let us discuss, let us envision one another, let us inspire one another to do greater works. So we are expecting the parliamentarians to come on board, especially the female parliamentarians, because we know that they do a lot of work and they have very large constituencies. So you're welcome. If you received our card, please honor our invitation and come. Let us discuss, let us inspire one another, let us see how we can work together. I said that our work depends heavily on collaborations. So we have invited leaders of different organizations. We have the corporates. You have been invited. If you've received a card, come and see how you can partner with us to actually bring about change. Because whatever you're doing in your organizations, you're aimed at improving services and bringing services closer to the people. Today, you have a chance, you have an opportunity to come and see how you can actually do your business, but create an impact right down at the grassroots and have big impact. So come, let us work together. We have invited leaders from NGOs. So if you're there and you have received our invitation, it's by card, please come. Let us share what you're doing. Let us see how we can support one another to further development in our country. We are saying it is time. It is time not to work in silos, but it is time for us to come together, harness our resources, use our skills to actually support one another. So if you're out there doing great work in the communities, you have been invited, come and let us see how we can work together. Of course, we have the religious leaders. It all begins with one being spiritually well, because if you're at peace, then you are able to help not only yourself, but you're able to help those around you. As Christians, we believe that service is service to God. True religion is not just being in the four walls of the churches, but it is actually getting out there and meeting the needs of those that are hungry, those that are sick, those that need your support to thrive and to contribute to the development of this nation. So it's going to be a big event, and at this event, we are not only going to be inspired and network, but we are also going to unveil the development arm of the Mantle of Deborah ministry here in Uganda. Today, we are unveiling the Deborah Impact Projects Africa in Uganda. And come and be a part of it. Come and see what is in the offing, what we are intending to do, what we are planning, and let us work together. We welcome you.
Well, the day is today. For those that receive the invitations, please make it there. We need to have that change. And of course, there is so much that they expect of you to cause that transformation. Now, allow me to go for a short break. When I return, I still have my guest, and we are still discussing the same very topic. Keep it with us.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. We are still looking at the DIPA, that is the Devra Impact Project Africa. And I have Elno Wanyama, who happens to be the head of that project here in Uganda. Now, just to go back a little bit to understand this so much, let's look at what are your key areas of focus. Much as we've talked about the time for action is now, much as we've talked about creating leaders or impacting leaders with skills actually that can enable them cause impact in their areas where they lead or work. Let's look at your core areas of focus.
Thank you very much. As DIPA Uganda, Deborah Impact Projects Africa, here in Uganda, we have decided to start with 3 strategic areas. The first strategic area is to do with the socio-economic empowerment of women, of the youth, because we believe that we need to have many people involved in the development agenda. And how can we talk about development in Uganda when we do not focus on the youth, who form actually over 70% of our population? So for us, we believe that if we can target the young people and get them to be involved in the socio-economic development of Uganda, then we shall move and leap by bounds. The other big population in Uganda is actually the women. And the women, although they are the biggest participants in the economy, especially in the agriculture, they actually are not very empowered. They produce, but they lack the capacity to actually move beyond subsistence farming. So we want to encourage as many women to participate, and youth. And how do we intend to do this? We want to support initiatives that will attract more youth to participate in the socioeconomic development of this country. We want to make, for example, agriculture very attractive to the young people. Gone are the days when subsistence agriculture will actually attract the youth. They will just run away and run to the cities. But when we make it attractive, when we work together with different partners that are already in this sector to make agriculture attractive, especially when it comes to value addition. We know that the young minds are very innovative. They are very curious. They want to form and develop products. So we want to encourage, we want initiatives that are going to encourage young people to use agriculture and go the value addition way. We believe that we shall have more young people involved in agriculture. Then we also want to look at healthcare and psychosocial support. We know that there are hospitals, government has put in a lot of money in the health sector, but there are some gaps that we are beginning to see, especially to do with psychosocial well-being. We believe that even if one's body is well, you don't have any ailments in your physical body, but if your mind is unsettled, you cannot do much. So we want to support young people. We want to support women, especially with their psychosocial well-being. I'm sure you have been following the news. We have witnessed a lot of cases of depression, and through that we have lost many lives. Young people have taken their lives. Women have taken their lives. We have seen a number of young people and women who are no longer participating in development. Reason, their psychosocial well-being is not okay. And this can be, we can attest to this by the growing number of institutions that are coming up with, say for example, rehabilitation centers. There are so many of them. That is an indicator that psychosocial well-being actually needs to be the target. So, and we also have universities and institutions that have trained massively. We have counselors, psychologists, but they don't seem to see the jobs because this is a new field. So what are we saying? We are going to partner with such individuals to support them to see how they can offer services in our health sector and our education sector. And then we also notice that we have very many cases of people that are coming to the referral hospitals, the regional referral hospital, the national hospital, Mulago. That means that, and some of the cases that are coming there are actually cases that could have been managed at the grassroots. But why is it that they come all the way to the national referral hospital? Because we lack mechanisms of taking expertise down to the grassroots. I know that government has done very well, and they have put up health centers up to the village levels, but when you look at the capacity of the people that are manning these facilities, it's grossly lacking. So we are coming up with initiatives where we can build and mentor the capacity of healthcare workers at the grassroots level. When you mentor the grassroots level service providers to do a good job, then you actually limit the flow of cases to the regional referral hospitals, to the national referral hospitals, because a number of cases have been dealt with at the grassroots. And we have very many young doctors, very many allied healthcare workers who are underemployed. But if facilitated, they can actually go and lend a hand. So we are using such initiatives. We are asking people, organizations that can put up community hospitals to actually do so. And those are the people that we are going to partner with to offer holistic services at the grassroots level and provide health care that will reach the people out there. So that is one of our focus areas. And then before we took the break, I had just talked about education and career
Before we even go to
advancement.
education, you've mentioned pertinent issues here, looking at the women that make up a big population, but unfortunately they're not so much into the money economy. You talked about the youth being the biggest population of our country, a young population we have in the world, and now you also talk about the psychosocial well-being. Now, you're very optimistic that there are partners out there that are willing to partner with you. When you talk about the issue of women, there have been a number of government initiatives, but one would say they're just a drop in the ocean, and some have had their issues. When you talk about youth, still there have been some interventions that are seemingly in line with what you want to do, but still they have also not yielded that much of what we expect. Psychosocial support is a very complicated issue, one would say, because you have to identify what is the cause. Sometimes it's not what you see on the outside. If this person seems not connecting very well, could it be drugs? Could it be family pressure? Could it be this issue? Could it be maybe just a sickness? Could it be upbringing? So one thing that has been running through as you've been mentioning each of these, I was asking myself, where are the missing gaps that you're coming to address? Because a number of initiatives, I think the difference is that this is just a Christian approach to what the other government approaches have been doing. Yes.
Thank you very much. Like I said at the beginning, our interventions, we are looking at, some of our core values are collaborations. We may not necessarily begin, everything we do might not be brand new, or something that has never been done before. Like the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever is happening today has happened before. So we are building on what exists. And as I shared with you earlier, I said we are going to leverage a lot on research and assessment of what has been done, and discover what is the missing link. I will just give you an example. In education, honestly speaking, in this country, we have a lot that has been done by way of education. We have the schools. We have organizations that have come and sponsored children by way of tuition, and it has yielded a lot of fruit. I'll give you a story of just the girls, again, focusing on the girls. On the 8th of March this year, the International Women's Day, through a partnership with an investor here in Uganda who produces sanitary towels, sanitary pads, that is Soft Care. We got a donation as deeper. We got those sanitary pads, and we decided to take them right at the grassroots. And we collected 200 girls who are in school. And we did this in partnership with an organization that is already operating at the grassroots. It's a community hospital, Hikami Hospital in Busia district. So we got these 200 girls, and they came. They were very happy we gave them health talks, we distributed the pads, and we gave them an opportunity to speak to us. And they told us, thank you very much. Some of us are seeing these things for the first time. Some of us, we have received these pads, but we don't know how to use them. Some of us actually do not have the panties. And so when they are going through their periods, they don't go to school. They stay at home. So for a girl who misses a week every month, how do you expect them to actually perform at school? They said sometimes, even when we have what to use, we are in so much pain, and the pain stops us from going to school. So we said, if we are able to plug in those missing gaps, offer the health education, be able to deal with the pain. If the girl feels pain and there is a community hospital which is next to her home, she can go and get painkillers and she'll be able to attend school. If through our partnerships we are able to mobilize resources and provide those very basics for the girl child, she will be able to attend school throughout the term without missing. Okay? Now, when we go to issues of health, we are talking about children and girls, but we are seeing a lot of commotion in the families. There's a lot of separations and divorces. There's a lot of violence in the family. And many times we think that this is affecting the couple, the father and the mother. But we do not know how it affects the young people. So if we are able to have counselors to reach out to these children, if we are able to have outreaches in the communities to actually improve family life. The other day I was on Family TV, and we were talking about how the Anglican Church is reaching out to families. If we are able to reach out to the families and reduce violence, if we are able to touch the lives of these young children and counsel them, especially if they are going through turmoil at family level, then perhaps it will improve their performance in school. It will also improve their psychosocial well-being. So we are looking at actually standing on the shoulders of the existing initiatives and plugging in the missing link. And we are not doing that just by ourselves. We are doing that through partnerships, through collaborations.
I love the fact that you said you're going to carry out research and get to know these gaps and how best we can address them. Well, unfortunately, time seems to be flying so fast. I know tomorrow, still away from today, there is a bigger function and very open to a number of people. Let's just talk about this briefly.
Yes, thank you very much. The Mantle of Deborah in Uganda have organized a conference, and it's happening tomorrow, Saturday, the 22nd of March. It is happening at Makerere University at the Freedom Square. Our program will begin at 9 o'clock up to 10 o'clock. But we are inviting people to come early because we are expecting a large crowd. We are expecting over 3,000 guests. We have put adverts out there. If you have received that advert, please come. It is a free, it's a free conference. Come and listen in. Come and be impacted. Come and be motivated. Come and be inspired. Come and see what is happening, and so that you can be a part of this development. Our theme for this conference is "It is time." It is your time to participate. It is your time to stop being a spectator to Uganda's development. It is time for you to participate. Come and see how you can participate. Come and see where your skills are needed. Maybe you are a mentor. Maybe you are a sponsor. Come and let us learn together. So it is open. The gates of Makerere are open. You do not need an invitation letter or card. Once you have heard, and that is why we are here on TV, calling out on each one of you to come and be a part of this. Tomorrow at Makerere University, Freedom Square.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for your time. And of course, a call still to all Ugandans. We can change and we can cause the transformation we want if each of us gives what they can into this. And the opportunity for Makerere tomorrow that will enable you identify that gap that you can feel is something that you shouldn't really miss. Have a blessed weekend. May the good Lord bless you till Monday. For God and my country.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning.